carried her despair for this world, looking at me one last time. Thank you, kind person, someone like me. Indeed, still doesn't need your salvation. You wasted your efforts. The girl
finally smiled and left this world. On the lake shore, seeing this scene, I was about to save her again, but was blocked by reporters and Liu Ruyan. A reporter said, Brother Muji, regarding the girl you just saved, jumping off the bridge again. May I ask for your thoughts? Was it that while you were in the water, you did something inappropriate to her? If so, could you please explain in a little more detail? To answer the questions of the vast number of netizens, Liu Ruyan desperately pleaded, No, don't. You already promised me. I had never seen such a pleading expression from her before. I could feel, if I were to go and save that girl again, I would completely lose this childhood friend. You can't have both fish and bear's paw. As for the words of those reporters, I fundamentally didn't take them to heart. Is this fate? I turned my head and looked up at the big bridge. The woman was still, feigning tears, then looked at the people on the shore pointing fingers, scolding the girl for being too weak-minded, couldn't even handle 2 slaps from her mother. Then I looked in front of me, for traffic and trending topics, constantly asking foolish questions. I suddenly felt, this world is indeed as surreal as ever. No respect for the dead, no fear of ghosts or gods. They just keep using the dead to gain traffic. They've all gone crazy, interfering too much with other people's destinies. For myself, it is indeed a form of cruelty, I said softly. Then I took Liu Ruyan's hand and left the scene. Even though there were reporters trying to stop us, I would push them to the ground without any mercy. Ding! Congratulations, Master, for completing the hidden mission. Rescue the girl. Reward. Wuji. Infinite. With each breath the Master takes, there is a chance to accumulate 1 Wuji point. When necessary, you can consume Wuji points to enhance your physical qualities beyond their limits. Current Wuji points. 4. The system's notification sounded. However, I temporarily didn't want to pay attention to it. Although regarding the girl jumping off the bridge again, I didn't feel too much emotion because that was her own choice. But the feeling that a life's trajectory, which I had clearly changed, had returned to its original path, made me extremely uncomfortable. I had the ability to change, but seemed unable to change predetermined fate. The firefighter next to us, seeing that I didn't seem to be in a good mood, lent a hand, blocked the reporters, clinging around us like sticky plasters, completely. Only then did he allow Liu Ruyan and me to smoothly get into my car. Sitting down, Liu Ruyan looked at me with a bit of worry. If she hadn't stopped me, perhaps I wouldn't be so quiet now. I turned my head to look at her. I am fine, just reflecting a bit on the impermanence of fate. Really? Truly? Liu Ruyan looked at me uncertainly. Yes? I nodded, although a life disappeared before my eyes. But I wasn't the instigator. Moreover, I had already tried my best to save her, but it still happened. Such a thing is not something I can control, so I am actually quite indifferent. I am sorry. Liu Ruyan apologized solemnly. She had indeed been a bit too meddlesome today. Even if I didn't say it, she could still feel it. I raised my hand and placed it on her head, making her hairstyle all messy. All right, we're even. Just like that? Liu Ruyan was a little disbelieving. Of course. I smiled. Don't forget we're good siblings. No hard feelings, Liu Ruyan looked at my handsome face. Her heart swelled with emotion. The corners of her mouth unconsciously curved into a smile. Her eyes became even more filled with tears, but she didn't let them fall, because I don't like seeing her cry. As time passed, it was quickly afternoon. Due to a slight incident in the morning, I didn't take Mu Yulu home for lunch. After seeing Liu Ruyan off, I took her to eat something quick nearby, then took her back to continue her exam. Mu Yulu didn't ask much about this. She was just a little curious why her sworn brother's clothes were wet. I didn't answer directly, but told her we'd talk after she finished her exam. About 2.5 hours later, only when the final English exam ended, after Mu Yulu got her phone back, did she learn about what happened this morning. The video of me saving someone had already gone viral, even taking up the top 3 search spots. Mu Yulu watched in the video as I rescued a girl from the swift river, her eyes filled with unconcealed admiration. Brother Mu, you're so handsome, right? I teased. Mu Yulu nodded seriously. You're really amazing. Truly a superhero. This is more than just handsome. He's truly a man comparable to the Sea King. Humble. My brother Mu still wants to live the life of a normal person. I made a shushing gesture. I have to say, having a younger sister next to me providing emotional value, my mood immediately brightened. Brother Mu. What's this? Mu Yulu's finger swiped. The next video appeared. Apparently, the girl jumped off the bridge again, but I didn't reach out to save her. Seeing this part, netizens immediately split into 2 factions. The comment section was already in an uproar. I bet 10 packs of spicy sticks. This coward definitely didn't dare. Otherwise, why would he just keep standing on the shore? Damn it. He jumped off the bridge without hesitation to save someone earlier. Didn't you see that? If you're blind, go donate your eyes. No one is forcing you to see this world. So what? This is the result. If you only look at the results, then I advise you to quickly climb into the crematorium. In my opinion, this guy is just trying to gain traffic. Otherwise, why didn't he dare go down the second time? Hasn't he already achieved his goal? Damn it. A bunch of keyboard warriors. All day long they just talk nonsense here. If you're so brave, try jumping yourself. I don't need you to save anyone. If you can come out alive, it'll eat a ton. Alright, I guess. This guy definitely did something inappropriate with that girl underwater. Otherwise, why would she, after being saved with such difficulty, jump again? There must be an untold secret in this matter, because the reporters didn't film the part where the woman slapped the girl. Therefore, it led to everyone making groundless speculations about me. Just a bunch of experts coming to watch themselves get elbowed, and also got caught on camera. Yet they missed the interview when the girl was revived. Where did those video clips end up? It's really hard to guess. In the underground parking lot. After I parked the car, Mu Yulu and I took the elevator up to the apartment. Both of us were a bit silent on the way. I was busy studying the system's new rewards. Mu Yulu wanted to speak, but because of the rampant online comments, she thought I was hurt, so she didn't know what to say for a moment. How hateful. Muji clearly saved a life. Why is he being unjustly cursed? They didn't do anything, yet they used the most hurtful words to attack a hero. Mu Yulu secretly felt indignant for me. Only, as the person involved, I felt nothing at all. What is this? Even, there's absolutely no pressure. You know, those curses. I even felt like they were flirting with me. Ding. The elevator arrived. I stepped out first. Mu Yulu followed, closely behind. Mu Yulu had hesitated the entire way, finally opened her mouth and called me back. I turned my head. What's up? Don't pay attention to those online rumors, Muji. They're all just keyboard warriors, just spouting nonsense. In my eyes, you are a hero, Mu Yulu said with a firm voice. Hearing that, looking at Mu Yulu's determined eyes, the corners of my mouth involuntarily curved into a smile. Thank you, Xiao Lu. Tonight, you can help me curse them back. My literature is very good. You know, that's not necessary. Kids should speak a bit more civilly. Besides, I don't care anyway. I am not a kid anymore. I am an adult. Mu Yulu pouted and said, but in an older brother's eyes, a little sister will always be a little sister. I reached out to pat Mu Yulu's head, but the young girl dodged it. She pushed up her golden-rimmed glasses. From now on, I've officially joined the Bay ranks of adults. Muji can't pat my head anymore. Hey, still playing that game? Huh. I felt a bit disappointed. It was so hard for me to finally get interested in this sister, Mu Yulu, and now she won't let me touch her anymore. Are you kidding me? Hey. Let's make it a happy decision then. Mu Yulu happily ran off. Although she is the eldest sister of the Mu family, she needs to appear mature in front of her younger siblings. But when she's by my side, her childish nature uncontrollably reveals itself. Perhaps this is the power of Oni-chan. Very quickly, the two of us arrived in the living room. Everyone in the house was present. I was just about to say hello. Mu Feng stepped forward at this moment, then patted my shoulder with a look of satisfaction. Truly my son. Indeed, he has some capability. Just that diving posture, and that ability to ride the wind and break the waves. If he were to compete in the Olympics with this, he would surely bring great honor to the Mu ancestors in the afterlife. Oh, come on, old man. Always just gilding your own face. I smiled helplessly. No wonder he's his son. Doesn't that mean he himself is very cool? But cool is cool. Next time, you absolutely must not take such risks, Mu Feng said with a serious expression. TSK. Dad. You're still my old man. Aren't you? You don't have a fever, do you? I was caught off guard by Mu Feng's sudden concern, and didn't know how to react, so I reached out and touched his forehead. You're not sick. Why are you suddenly so sappy, you brat? Your dad still wants to use the heat from this incident to live stream and sell products. Don't go getting yourself killed out there and affect my business. Mu Feng also realized his words were a bit too sentimental, so he immediately changed the topic. Awesome. Truly my old man, we father and son share the same grand ideas. I gave Mu Feng a thumbs up. In this day and age, all lip service praises are not as good as a 3, 2, 1. Families, place your orders. It's more practical. Mu Qingqian stepped forward at this moment, interrupting their conversation. Come on. Let's go eat. Yes. I replied, then quickly sat down. I am about to starve to death. That's right. Today is the day to celebrate Xiao Lu finishing her college entrance exams. We can't get the main character wrong. Mu Feng also chimed in. After everyone was seated, they all simultaneously raised their glasses to toast. Cheers. The atmosphere in the living room also softened. Mu Qiangqian served me food first. Little hero, you've worked hard today. Thank you, Auntie. I replied with a smile. But just like your dad said, you still have to prioritize your own safety. Don't worry, I'll absolutely engrave it in my heart. I patted my chest to assure her. Mu Qianqian nodded with satisfaction, then served food to Mu Yulu. You also worked hard today. Xiao Lu thanked Mom. Mu Yulu smiled softly. Mu Feng pouted, looking a bit wronged. Honey, what about mine? I immediately got goosebumps all over. How disgusting. This old man, oh dear, I'll feed you right away. Mu Qiangqian apologized, then picked up a grape and fed it to Mu Feng. The four sisters and I were speechless. What is this? Are they training a dog? The corner of my mouth twitched. Deep down, I despise this old man. Where is the dignity? Mu family men. Where is that dignity that never bows before women? Could it be that just for a single bite from someone, he's willing to become? Just then, Mu Yuye next to me brought a freshly peeled crab claw to my mouth. Mu Ji, open your mouth. I unconsciously opened my mouth. My brain hadn't even reacted yet. My mouth had already snapped up the crab meat. Hee hee. This crab claw is really fragrant. No need to use my own hands. Is this the exclusive gentleness of women? It seems it's not entirely unacceptable. Bang. Suddenly, the living room door was pushed open from outside, only to see Liu Ruyan, wearing a snow-white twin backpack, appeared there. She smiled very warmly at Mu Feng. Uncle, I came to play with Mu Ji. The Liu family and the Mu family were generational friends. Liu Ruyan's father and Mu Feng were good brothers. Mu Ji's grandfather and Liu Ruyan's grandfather were also good brothers. Mu Ji's ancestors going back 3 generations, and Liu Ruyan's ancestors going back 3 generations, were still good brothers. Therefore, Mu Feng had long secretly regarded Liu Ruyan as his own daughter. After a simple introduction, Mu Qiangqian also understood Liu Ruyan's background, and warmly invited her to eat with them. Liu Ruyan did not refuse, and very naturally joined the Mu family's dinner. Mu Tangxian, sitting next to me, saw this, couldn't help but pout her small mouth. What a hateful feeling, she didn't know why. From the first glance at Liu Ruyan, she felt extremely uncomfortable with the other person, especially when she found out Liu Ruyan was Mu Ji's childhood friend of Mu Ji. Her mood grew even more agitated. After dinner ended, I led Liu Ruyan into my room. Wow, it's been a while since I've been here. The small bed is still as clean and tidy as always. Ha, Xiao Mu Mu. Liu Ruyan unceremoniously lay face down on my bed and rolled around to her heart's content. I looked at the wrinkled bedsheet. The corner of my mouth couldn't help but twitch. What exactly do you want to do at my house? It can't be that you really just came to hang out with me, can it? Liu Ruyan winked at me. Bingo. You guessed it right. I helplessly touched my forehead. Stop messing around. I only have one computer. If you play, what will I play? Who says we have to play games? Liu Ruyan smiled wickedly. If not games, then what? I looked at her with some doubt. Of course. Well, play. Liu Ruyan said this much. Her expression gradually became ambiguous, and a mischievous glint appeared in her eyes. Big sister is here, huh? Hearing that, I was stunned. What kind of aggressive talk is this? Liu Ruyan took off her shoes. Her jade-like feet and white socks were thus exposed to the air. In short, starting today, I'll be staying here. How awful. I shook my head. Whatever you want. Anyway, she won't even stay for 2 days. She'll get bored and want to go home immediately. After all, I understand Liu Ruyan too well. She's only enthusiastic about anything for 3 minutes. Well then, let's wait and see. Liu Ruyan smiled meaningfully. I turned around and said, I am going to shower now. Don't mess up my room. Liu Ruyan signaled that she understood. Seeing that I had gone far away, she quickly opened her backpack and pulled out a brand new package from inside. An unopened Balenciaga package. This was her main purpose for coming here today. Although I didn't say it aloud, Liu Ruyan could still feel that a rift had appeared in the feelings between us. Not much, but very clear. This, for the long-standing affection between the two families, was absolutely unacceptable. So Liu Ruyan also pretty much risked everything and bought a pile of Balenciaga items, determined to make me kneel at her feet. Paf. Paf. Prepare to surrender to me, Xiao Mu Mu. On this side, as I just walked out of the room door, I immediately ran into Mu Yuyi, who was about to go out to play basketball. I have to say, her energy is truly abundant. Good evening, Mu Ji. She raised her hand to greet me. Good evening. I greeted back. Mu Yuye asked, I am going to play basketball. Do you want to come along? Mu Ji, no. I have something else to do. Oh, okay. See you later. Mu Yuyi said, and was about to turn and leave, when she suddenly thought of something and turned back again. With an adoring look, she said, Muga, when you have time, can you teach me how to swim? Your dive today was really cool. Well, see when I have time. I didn't know how to answer. I don't know anything about swimming. It's entirely due to the overwhelmingly powerful Sea King talent. Alright then. Mu Yu Ye waved goodbye to me. Although her recent request was denied, she believed that with her sincerity, she would definitely move Muji in the future. TSK. What in the world is going on? I rubbed the back of my neck, then put my hand on the bathroom doorknob. Hey, you. Suddenly, an arrogant voice rang out. I was speechless. Who was it this time? Then slowly turned my head, only to see Mu Tangshan standing with her arms crossed, her beautiful eyes looking at me with arrogance. Now what? Today I am not looking for trouble with you. Are you actively looking for a beating? I had no good expression for this little devil. If she deserved a scolding, she got one. Mu Tangshan looked at my handsome face, but it carried a hint of my rebelliousness. This time, strangely, she didn't argue directly with me. I don't want to argue with you today. Do you want to fight? I struck a fighting pose. Mu Tangshan was speechless. Why is this guy so violent? If things don't go his way, he immediately activates Sage Mode. I came to praise you. Mu Tangshan said this much. Her beautiful face couldn't help but blush. Her gaze also shifted away. Huh? I was stunned. I picked my ears, suspecting I'd misheard. Mu Tangshan praising me? This is completely turning the heavens upside down. Could it be that this little devil wants to actively surrender? Mu Tangshan blushed and spoke proudly. You don't misunderstand. I am just speaking objectively, just praising your courageous behavior today a little. At least it still counts as being a man. Hearing that, I suddenly understood. Oh, is that all? Mu Tangshan said irritably. What do you mean, is that all? It's rare for me to praise a hooligan who peeks at me bathing, you know. All right. I glared at her. Do you think I am begging you for praise? You narcissistic pervert. You're the super pervert. Mu Tangshan was a bit flustered. She had gathered her courage with great difficulty just this once, but the guy in front of her made her lose so miserably. I shouldn't have come to talk to you, just asking for annoyance. Saying that, she angrily intended to turn and leave. I immediately opened my mouth and called her back. Hey, what are you doing, you damn pervert? Mu Tangshan glared at me fiercely, but didn't dare to glare too hard, for fear that I would beat her up again. She's really afraid of pain. Thank you for your praise. I thanked her. I've always separated personal from public matters. If it's worth thanking, I thank. If it's worth scolding, I scold. If it's worth holding a grudge, I hold one. There's no combining them into one. Hearing that, Mu Tangshan was stunned, then quickly turned her head away. Her tone panicked. Who needs your thanks? I am telling you. Pervert, if you're a hooligan for one day, you're a hooligan for life. I will absolutely not acknowledge you. You damn pervert, Mu Tangshan said, and then ran away as if escaping. Her tone was fierce, but the joyful expression on her beautiful face had completely betrayed her. I pushed the door and walked into the bathroom. A blast of hot steam immediately hit my face. Wait, why is there steam in the bathroom? I suddenly realized something, hastily rubbed my eyes, looking towards the bathtub deep inside. At this moment, a young girl was quietly soaking in the bathtub. Seeing that, I was stunned. Damn it, this plot development is too familiar. Am I really not being set up by Capital? As if sensing something, the young girl turned her head, and with a glance, saw me standing at the bathroom door. So scared, she quickly shrank into the water, her small mouth continuously blowing bubbles. I hastily apologized. Sorry. I went into the wrong room. I thought to myself, good gracious, do these Mu family sisters have superpowers? Why do they all prefer not to turn on the lights, not lock the door, and also not make any sound when bathing? As I was about to leave the bathroom, Mu Nai suddenly opened her mouth and called me back. Mu. My hand on the bathroom doorknob froze. What's wrong? She's not going to insult my character again, is she? Trying to turn Mu Nai into a second Mu Tangshan? Could you help me scrub my back a little? I can't reach it. Mu Nai's voice was very small. After saying that, her whole body immediately turned red like a ripe apple, but I could still clearly hear every word she said. Could this be the great power of the system? I secretly sighed. The system is truly overwhelming. Mu. Mu Nai called out again. I came back to my senses, and immediately waved my hand to refuse. No, men and women should not touch. If you want your back scrubbed, I can call your sisters to help. Hearing that, Mu Nai firmly refused. No need, I asked, curiously. Why? Thinking, sisters with each other. Can't they just be frank? Mu Nai, her gaze evasive. I don't like girls seeing my back. Huh? I was stunned. Doesn't like girls seeing it. So, boys are allowed to see it. Mu Nai seemed to realize my misunderstanding, and hastily explained, no, It's not like that. I don't mean for boys to see it. No boy has ever seen me either. It's just that I just want to find someone who is both familiar and unfamiliar, but also brings a sense of security. Mu Nai's expression showed an unprecedented panic. This was something I had never encountered before. I didn't know why Mu Nai was so insistent on making me scrub her back, but relying on my intuition, honed over many years, I still felt something was off. I said, "Okay, it'll help you." I agreed, wanting to verify my suspicions. "Thank you, Mew Mew." Seeing that I agreed, Mu Nai's tense emotions finally relaxed. The only thing was that after the tension subsided, instead, there was an indelible bashfulness, almost seen. Very quickly, I pulled open the bathroom glass door. Mu Nai instinctively shrank into the water, only revealing her beautiful, shy eyes looking at me, without any intention of revealing her back. "What's wrong? Didn't you ask me to help scrub your back?" I asked. Mu Nai was currently soaking in the water. I am sorry. She snapped out of her embarrassment, then slowly turned around in the water, revealing her bare back. At this moment, my eyes narrowed slightly. The young girl's jade-like back was not fair and smooth like the surrounding skin at all. Instead, it was covered in scars, looking extremely fierce. Some scars had healed, leaving faint, light-colored marks, while others were freshly scabbed, looking as if they were still throbbing with pain, making one feel deeply pained. Rhea really, or perhaps not, Mu Nai really couldn't bear my gaze, and once again retreated into the water, even though she had mustered all her courage. But deep down, she still didn't want others to see her pain. "Do the other sisters know?" I asked. Mu Nai shook her head. "No, they don't know." "What about Aunt Mew?" "She doesn't know either." "Why?" "No reason." Mu Nai didn't know anything I asked. I changed my way of asking. "So, you're the first person to know about this?" "Yes." Mu Nai nodded slightly. Her beautiful eyes momentarily showed a trace of sadness, as if recalling some terrible past. I looked at Mu Nai, with a deeper understanding in my eyes. "So that's how it is." Saying that, I turned around and sat down beside the bathtub. "First, thank you very much for trusting me. Second, could you tell me a little bit? I am not someone who likes to meddle in others' affairs, but Mu Nai is my sister after all. What's more, she's the only one. My adorable little sister is willing to learn techniques with me. I really like that. But now, something like this has happened. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, to say the least." Mu Nai offered a towel from the water. "Brother Mew.ca, could you help me scrub my back first?" It was clear she didn't want to in this situation talk about her past. I replied with an "alright." Mu Nai smiled. "Thank you," she said, then sat up from the water. I carefully wiped her back. A moment later, Mu Nai finished her bath and changed her clothes. I didn't bathe. I took Mu Nai's small hand and led her up to the rooftop balcony. "Alright, speak here," I said. "I guarantee no third person will hear us. Brother Mew K, this is for you." Before I could finish my sentence, Mu Nai suddenly handed me a small pink cup. Inside, at this moment, was warm liquid. A faint blush lingered on her adorable cheeks. I was a little curious. "What is this?" I asked. "I heard everything," she whispered. Mu Nai said softly. "Heard what?" I looked at her, puzzled. "Brother Mew Ca has a sickness. He has to drink the bathwater of a young girl." Mu Nai's voice grew softer and softer as she spoke. I felt a mix of amusement and helplessness. "You heard that too?" I asked, but I felt like I had been misunderstood. If it weren't for the system's reward, I wouldn't have gone to drink that stuff. "No, you don't need it?" Mu Nai's disappointment was evident. She felt rejected. I reached out and patted the young girl's head, as if to comfort her. "If I need it, it'll come to you. You really don't need it?" Poor Mu Nai looked at me, looking at the young girl. Her sincere gaze was so fervent it made me feel a little dazzled. Actually, Mu Nai had no other intentions. She simply wanted to help me cure my sickness. I was quite helpless about this. Sure enough, I still had to come up with another excuse. I slowly reached out my hand, and finally took the cup of water from the young girl's hand. Immediately after, under the young girl's expectant and shy gaze, I drank it all in one gulp. Night fell, and Liu Ruyan lay on Mu Ka's bed. Her entire face was etched with impatience. "TSK, where is he? Why is this kid taking so long to bathe? Don't people usually say online that boys usually bathe very quickly? How come this guy has been gone for half an hour? Could it be that the black stockings I just changed are going to waste?" Liu Ruyan was too lazy to wait any longer. Then, casually took off the black stockings on her feet and tossed them aside. After that, she put on her shoes and walked out of the room, ready to drag me out of the bathroom and judge me directly. But as soon as she stepped out the door, Liu Ruyan ran into the eldest sister of the Mu family. Mu Yulu also seemed to be looking for Mu.ca. Liu Ruyan asked, "Are you looking for little Mu?" Mu Yulu nodded. "I wanted to discuss something with him, about dealing with those internet keyboard warriors together." Liu Ruyan spoke. "He went to shower." "No. He's not showering." Mu Yulu looked a little puzzled. "That's not right. I just came from the direction of the bathroom. Brother Mu Ca isn't in there." Liu Ruyan was first stunned, then fell into thought. He's not in the bathroom. So where did this kid run off to? Did Brother Mu Ka disappear? Mu Yulu also started to think. She remembered very clearly, when my illness relapsed, I needed to drink the bath water of a beautiful young girl to relieve it. I had run around outside with her all day, and even jumped off a bridge to save a girl. So Mu Yulu was very worried about my health. "Let's look," Liu Ruyan said, and immediately began searching the house, Mu Yulu followed closely behind. "I'll search too." Very quickly. Under the extreme searching of the two of them, they searched every place I could possibly be in the house. They searched through everything, including Mu Tang Chun's room. Mu Tang Chun fumed inwardly. "Sisters, how could I hide that pervert?" Liu Ruyan lay on the sofa, slightly out of breath. "Oh my heavens, this house is just too big." "Yes, that's right." Mu Yulu also took a deep breath. "I am dead tired. We can't find any trace of him at all." "Sister Liu, you and my brother Mu Ka, don't you have a secret base or something?" Mu Yulu asked, brushing her hair. Liu Ruyan began to ponder. She vaguely remembered. When they were little, they seemed to particularly like being with me on the rooftop balcony, to see who could pee further, I think. Could he be there? Liu Ruyan immediately stood up and waved. "Follow me." A moment later, the two of them arrived in front of the anti-theft door leading to the rooftop. Liu Ruyan placed her hand on it. 3, 2, 1, boom. In an instant, their vision plunged into darkness. The lights in the house suddenly went out completely. Whoa! A ghost! Liu Ruyan and Mu Yulu were both startled and terrified, screaming out loud on the spot, and instinctively hugged each other tightly, burying their heads in each other's arms. Click! The anti-theft door, leading to the rooftop, suddenly opened. I walked in from outside, holding Mu Nai's small hand, and with a gust of cold wind accompanying us. For a moment, Mu Yulu and Liu Ruyan both had their hair standing on end. Their hearts pounded as if they would leap out of their chests. Is the power out? I looked at the dark hallway. Puzzled. Thud. Accompanied by two dull thumps, Liu Ruyan and Mu Yulu both fell stiffly to the ground. Seeing this, a huge question mark immediately popped up in my mind. Has my king's haki become so powerful? Just then, a ray of light suddenly appeared. It was Mu Yuyi, who had finished playing basketball, turning on her flashlight and returning home. Brother is amazing. He put both of them to sleep in one go. 10 minutes later, I lit candles in the room, reading the novel I had cherished for years. Beside me was Liu Ruyan, who had fainted, sleeping soundly like a dead pig. Not long after, Liu Ruyan finally woke up from her stupor. She first rubbed the back of her neck, which was sore from the fall. Ouch, that hurts. Then, she looked towards the only source of light in the room. It was a pitch-black face hidden in the darkness. Whoa, a ghost! Liu Ruyan lifted her leg, and instinctively kicked towards the other person. I calmly reached out my hand, and grabbed the delicate foot flying towards me. Calm down. The ghost has turned into little Miu Miu, and started speaking human language. Liu Ruyan shouted loudly. Thump. I gave Liu Ruyan a knock on the head. Ouch! That hurts! Liu Ruyan clutched her head, rolling around on the bed like a spinning top. Only then, coming back to her senses, did she realize I wasn't a ghost. Are you calm now? I said, without turning my head. Liu Ruyan sat cross-legged on the bed, pouting indignantly. You hit me. Because only then would someone stop acting crazy and wasting my saliva. I explained nonchalantly. You hit me. This was a last resort. You hit me. Liu Ruyan's indignation seemed to overflow the screen. I glanced at the young girl, then looked at the novel in my hand. Finally, I helplessly spread my arms. Come here, give me a hug. Hooray. Liu Ruyan's indignation immediately vanished without a trace. She directly plunged into my cool embrace. Hey, you're hugging too tight. I felt a softness. I cleared my throat twice. Liu Ruyan pouted, completely unconcerned about it. So what? Didn't we used to hug like this when we were little? I smiled helplessly. We're not lovers. Things are different from when we were kids. If someone sees this, how am I going to find a girlfriend? Oh, not lovers? Different now. Liu Ruyan covered her small mouth and spoke with a mocking tone, as if without me, someone would even find a girlfriend. You lonely dog. But take responsibility. Hearing that, I was a little puzzled. Responsibility for what? Responsibility for little Mew later, not being able to find a girlfriend. Liu Ruyan slowly sat up, her hands cupped my cheeks. A faint smile graced the corner of her lips. Our eyes met. The two of us could even hear each other's breathing. The atmosphere gradually grew ambiguous. Suddenly, the room door was pushed open. Mutang Chun's figure suddenly appeared. Everyone, hands up. Time rewound to 5 minutes earlier. Mu Yu Lu was waking up from her stupor. Wah! Mutang Chun sat on Mu Yu Lu's stomach, letting out a terrifying howl. Ghost! Mu Yu Lu was startled and terrified, and instinctively threw a punch. Thud! Mutang Chun's cheek was hit, and she immediately fell off Mu Yu Lu. Defeat CG activated. Mu Yu Yi couldn't help but burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, you idiot, little Chun. Don't you know eldest sister is most afraid of ghosts, and you dared to scare her? Mutang Chun pouted indignantly. Sigh. I just wanted to tease eldest sister. Mu Yu Lu said helplessly. You guys really are something. Oh no. Eldest sister is angry. The thing Mutang Chun and Mu Yu Yi loved to do most every day was to tease eldest sister. If they didn't do it once, their whole body would feel uncomfortable. This feeling, I am about to be scolded again. Don't bully eldest sister. Mu Nai waved her small hands in front of Mu Yu Lu, hurriedly stopping Mutang Chun and Mu Yu Yi. Seeing this, Mutang Chun, a mischievous smile appeared on her face. All right then, I'll bully you instead. Having said that, she lunged at Mu Nai, claws bared. No, don't. Mu Nai hurriedly covered her head and dodged. Meanwhile, Mu Yu Lu timely reached out and grabbed Mutang Chun. Stop messing around. Aren't you guys feeling hot? Ever since the power went out, the central air conditioning had shut off. The room temperature was slowly rising. A conservative estimate was that it was currently over 30 degrees Celsius. Mutang Chun wiped her forehead. It really is a bit hot. She had been playing too vigorously just now, completely oblivious to the change in temperature. Reminded by Mu Yu Lu like this, she immediately felt a scorching heat. Sweat ceaselessly streamed down from her forehead. Mu Nai saw that Mutang Chun was no longer chasing her, and stopped her steps. It's all right, she thought, similar to Mu Yu Yi. She was the type to handle heat well. Mu Yu Yi fanned herself. It's not exactly hot, just feeling stifled. Mu Yu Lu's face was serious. If the power stays out tonight, how are we going to sleep? We won't be able to sleep at all. We'll die from the heat. No way. I don't want to wake up, covered in sweat and with a sore throat. Mutang Chun cried out in despair. For her, summer without air conditioning was more unbearable than anything. Mu Yu Yi teased. A calm mind naturally feels cool. Her sister Mu Yu Lu rolled her eyes in response. Throw me into a sauna, and I won't be calm either. So what do we do now? She suddenly felt that sleeping under a river might be acceptable. Mutang Chun, whose brain was overheating, was starting to get a little muddled. Ah, I've got an idea. Mu Yu Lu's eyes suddenly lit up. The other three heard her and craned their necks. What's the idea? Mu Yu Lu smiled mysteriously. It's simple. Just find a room with a low temperature. The three of them simultaneously froze. With a power out like this, what room could possibly be cool? Mu Yu Lu didn't say much. She just picked up her blanket and pillow and walked out. Everyone, follow me. Although the three sisters didn't understand Mu Yu Lu's intentions, they still brought their sleeping gear and followed. Very quickly, they arrived at my room door. Mutang Chun looked at Mu Yu Lu with suspicion. Eldest sister, is this the cool place you were talking about? Mu Yu Lu replied. That's right. Haha, are you telling a lame joke? It really is lame, Mutang Chun pouted. No. Brother Mu Xie, he's incredibly cold. Mu Yu Lu recalled the cool aura from my body. A look of happiness appeared on her face. He's really super comfortable. Mutang Chun helplessly clutched her forehead. Oh no. Eldest sister. After the college entrance exam, her brain has started to reformat. Mu Yu Yi yawned. I am going back to sleep. Ever since her heartfelt conversation with me, Mu Nai was a little afraid to meet me, both shy and anxious. Shy because I knew her so well, anxious that I would find her bothersome. Mu Yu Lu was a little speechless. Haven't you already come all this way? Before they could finish speaking, in my bedroom, a conversation that made one think improper thoughts suddenly drifted out. In that instant, Mutang Chun reacted instinctively. Before anyone could react, she kicked open my room door. Clear the room, everyone. Hands up. Her actions shocked everyone present. Mu Yu Lu and I both froze for 3 seconds. Mutang Chun, do you have a death wish? I said, gritting my teeth in anger. 5 minutes later, Liu Ruyan and I sat on the bed. Mutang Chun knelt on the floor in penance. The three sisters sat on the floor, wrapped in blankets, except they, who were originally drenched in sweat, now had expressions full of comfort and enjoyment, especially Mutang Chun. She was so comfortable she almost floated away. Even kneeling, she didn't complain. Eldest sister really didn't lie to me. That damn pervert really is cold. After hearing the explanation, I agreed to let them stay and sleep, and set 3 rules. Tonight, if you want to sleep here, it's fine, but no snoring, teeth grinding, or farting. No going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. No talking in your sleep, no making any sounds. Forbidden. No breathing, no heartbeats. Hey, are these terms for dead people? It's obviously aimed at me. Mu Tang Chun immediately complained. I glanced at her. It is aimed at you. You dare to scold people. You're not allowed to scold people, and you're especially not allowed to scold me. Mu Tang Chun almost choked with anger. If it weren't for wanting to leech off the cold air, she would have exploded in anger by now. Those under the eaves cannot help but bow their heads. She put up with him, pulled the blanket tightly around herself, shrinking into a turtle. It's fine. It's fine. This guy can only be arrogant for one night. There will be plenty of opportunities for revenge later. Mu Tang Chun secretly comforted herself. Mu Yu Lu said gratefully. Thank you tonight, brother Mu Ka. Sorry for the trouble. Sorry for the trouble. Mu Yu Yi and Mu Nai Yi also said their thanks. I waved my firmware them. Our hand. It's nothing, brother Mu Ca. Tonight, if brother Mu Ka's body isn't feeling well, just tell me anytime. Mu Nai Yi said, blushing. Ah, okay. I understand. My expression was a little stiff. This kid is kind-hearted. It's just that her way of caring has gone a little off track. I really don't want to drink that bathwater from the bottom of my heart. Do I? Body not feeling well. Where? Liu Ruyan began to probe me. Nothing, you misheard. Stop talking nonsense. Let me see. No. Sister Liu. Liu Ruyan pressed me onto the bed. Both hands acted simultaneously, utterly joyful. We immediately began to play and tease each other. The 4 sisters looked at each other, suddenly feeling a bit superfluous here. These 2 treated them like air. Mu Yu Lu on one side watched Liu Ruyan and me playfully wrestling loudly. She didn't know why. She just felt a slight blockage in her heart. Her thoughts also became a little chaotic. How strange. Why do I feel panicked? 3 a.m. Mu Yu Lu woke up from a dream. The room was very quiet. Only the steady breathing of everyone could be heard. She slowly stood up, glancing at me, lying on the bed, hesitated for a moment. Finally, she tiptoed to my side. Mu Yu Lu carefully squatted down, her hands resting on the edge of the bed, her hands cupping her chin. Brother Mu Ca, if we had met a little earlier, how wonderful that would be, since I was little. I've always wanted an older brother. I wanted an older brother to dote on me. That way, I wouldn't have to suppress my emotions, or restrain my true nature. I could freely act spoiled with mom, ask for the toys I wanted, the clothes I liked, the delicious food I craved. I could also bully my older brother, after twisting in his heart's darkness. Here's something like, "Are you sick?" Instead of always indulging my sisters, always being an understanding child. Every decision had to go with the flow. My own wishes always came after everyone else's, and I even had to pretend to be very happy, very delighted, sacrificing myself for the group. I can't do what's called no resentment, no regret. Sometimes, I also want to be a little selfish, to make myself a little happy. I don't like it that way. I also want an older brother to dote on me. But why couldn't we have met a little earlier? You're clearly such a good person, but it can't be. Being my older brother for a few days, you might have to leave, to do your own thing. You might also date a girlfriend, become someone else's family. What hateful fate, don't you agree? Brother Mu K. Mu Yu Lu said. A bitter smile involuntarily bloomed at the corner of her mouth. She reached out and gently pinched my cheek. Then, like a child who had done something wrong, she quickly burrowed back into her blanket, as if nothing had ever happened. At 3:20 a.m., Mu Yu Yi woke up from a dream. She ran out to use the restroom. Ah, what a truly comfortable night. Thank you, brother. Brother Mu.ca, it's so good to have you here. Mu Yu Yi said a word of thanks to me. Then she immediately fell back asleep. At 3:50 a.m., Mu Nai seemed to have a bad dream. Cold sweat streamed down her forehead. No, don't. Mu Nai suddenly opened her eyes. Waking up abruptly from her dream, her entire body shot up instantly. An unconscious stream of tears flowed down from the corners of her eyes, falling onto the blanket. It happened again. Mu Nai hugged her slender legs. Her entire body curled into a ball. Her soft body trembled helplessly. This was already countless times. She had woken up from a nightmare again. Every time it was the same dream, the same experience, the same person. What did she do wrong? After all, Mu Nai softly murmured. The moonlight outside the window shone down, but it couldn't cover her gloomy soul. A moment later, Mu Nai's emotions had calmed down a bit. She raised her head and looked at me, slowly stood up. Big brother Mu. Help me. 4:30 a.m. Mu Tangchen was so hot she woke up completely, even though I was the central air conditioner in the room. Unfortunately, too many people were sleeping here, which meant the cool air she received wasn't enough. It's so hot, I am going to die from the heat. In a daze, Mu Tangchen first raised her hand, wiping the sweat from her cheek. Then came a dull wave of discomfort, crawling and tossing and turning. There was absolutely no cool spot. Mu Tangchen gradually became irritable. After rolling around on the floor for a while, the young girl suddenly felt something. Her spirit trembled. Her body instinctively moved towards the source of the cool air. I want to be cool. I don't want to be hot. Very quickly, Mu Tangchen, in a completely unconscious state, had climbed into my bed. The next morning, I slowly woke up from sleep, so heavy. I felt as if something heavy was pressing down on me. My breathing also became difficult. I immediately turned my head to look, only to see on my left side. It was Liu Ruyan in the wildest sleeping position. At this moment, she was digging her knee into my kidney. It looked as if she wanted to permanently damage my kidney. I turned my head to the other side and saw Mu Neiyi, who was supposed to be sleeping on the floor, had somehow climbed into bed, lying right next to me, her head resting on my arm. Curled up in my embrace, I continued to turn my head, only to see Mu Tangchen. This troublesome girl was currently like a python, tightly wrapped around my body, both hands around my neck, both legs gripping my waist, her long pink hair spread out freely, her pretty little cherry-like mouth. And to make matters worse, she was biting my neck. Drool soaked the pillow. Hey, wake up. I nudged Mu Tangchen, but the young girl remained motionless. Mu Yuye is about to eat all the breakfast, I continued. Mu Tangchen still didn't move. I'll strip you, take nude photos, and post them on a lolly website to swindle money. I played my last card. Mu Tangchen's eyes immediately widened. She sprang up like a spring, sitting bolt upright. Don't post it on a lolly website, along with Mu Tangchen's loud scream. The others also woke up from their dreams, except for Mu Yue, who had already gone out for her disciplined morning run. After they woke up, the first thing that caught their eye was me and Mu Tangchen, in a strange pose together. Could it be? Wait, things aren't what you all think. Mu Tangchen hastily explained. However, Mu Yulu got up and left first, without saying a word. I am going to brush my teeth and wash my face. She didn't seem too happy. I'll go first. Mu Neiyi hurriedly left my side, cowering, hugging her pillow, and running away. So incredibly embarrassing. Liu Ruyan didn't offer much explanation either. She just left a faint, sarcastic remark, then turned and left. Mu Tangchen was about to collapse. Why wouldn't anyone listen to her? Well, I am leaving too. Bye-bye. I awkwardly sat up from the bed, preparing to leave. Mu Tangchen saw me acting as if nothing had happened, and an unknown fire immediately flared up within her. Stop right there. What? Do you really want nude photos? I looked at her suspiciously. Explain it to me quickly, Mu Tangchen said, gritting her teeth. Explain what? You were the one who climbed onto me last night. Okay. I glanced at her. Mu Tangchen said fiercely. You're lying. I am leaving. With that, I walked away. This bastard. You damn pervert. I am going to kill you. Mu Tangchen was so angry she broke through her defenses, and immediately lunged at me. Seeing that, I sighed helplessly. Haze, what's the need for this? I immediately took a step back, and casually grabbed her small hand. Then came a perfectly executed shoulder throw, spinning 360 degrees in the air, throwing her back onto the bed. Ah! My waist. Mu Tangchen screamed in pain. Everyone sat down at the dining table one by one. Mu Yuye was engrossed in eating breakfast, oblivious to everything, completely unaware of what had happened this morning. Mu Yulu rested her chin on one hand. On one side, she speared bread with her fork. On the other, she glared gloomily at Mu Tangchen. Clearly, she came first. She had never been so intimately embraced by Big Brother Mu. Yet this youngest sister got there faster. Mu Nai kept her head down, completely afraid to look anyone at the table in the eye. She was afraid her little secret would be discovered, and also afraid of me asking about last night. It was truly mortifying. Mu Tangchun, sitting next to me, was even more miserable. While rubbing her waist, which I had hurt, she anxiously searched for the source of the gloomy gaze fixed on her. Who dares to harm me? Meanwhile, Liu Ruyan and I remained unperturbed, very leisurely eating breakfast, completely without any psychological pressure. Cheers to a good morning. The two of them clinked glasses, smiling at each other. Mu Feng was a little confused. What is this otherworldly relaxed feeling? Don't these two realize? The atmosphere at the dining table is a bit subtle. Xiao Mu, were there mosquitoes in the room last night? Why is your neck red? Mu Qianxian suddenly asked. Last night, the hickey that Mu Tangchen accidentally left on my neck seemed a bit too prominent. It couldn't disappear in a short amount of time. Ah, there was a puppy. I thought for a moment, then said. Mu Tangchen heard that, and immediately exploded. Who are you? calling a dog. In an instant, everyone looked towards Mu Tangchen. I was speechless looking at this girl. See? Shay's flaring up again. Isn't she just giving herself away? Mu Tangchen felt everyone's gazes, and reacted. She weakly sat down. I am a puppy. No. I am not a dog. That's not right either. Am I a dog after all? Oh no, Xiao Chun. My lifelong reputation is about to be ruined here. You punk, are you bullying your sister? Niu Feng saw that things weren't good, and immediately took out his leather belt, preparing to enforce family law, although he still didn't know the full story. But as long as I was his son, I had to bear the main responsibility in this matter. Moreover, he couldn't scold those 4 sisters. At most, he could secretly apologize to Big Brother Mu later that night. Right, Bang. Calm down a bit. Mu Tianqian suddenly spoke up from the side. She narrowed her eyes, a smile on her face, stopping Niu Feng, who was about to whip me with his belt. Qianqian. I am fine. Let me handle this. Mu Qianqian comforted Niu Feng with a word. Immediately after, she looked at Mu Tangchen. Xiao Chun. Apologize to your big brother Mu. Huh? Me apologize? Mu Tangchen pointed at her own small, cute face, immediately filled with indignation and grievance. On what grounds? Clearly, I am the one who suffered. All right then, that's right. Apologize. Mu Qianqian was still smiling. Her voice was as gentle as ever. Only, the undeniable certainty mixed within that gentle tone made one feel an oppressive pressure. I couldn't help but look at Mu Qianqian a few more times. It was truly a bit unexpected. Aunt Mu usually seemed quite gentle, but behind that, she had such a firm side. No wonder she could so easily train my old man to be as obedient as a puppy. Mom, this isn't my fault. Clearly, that damn pervert, Mom said to apologize to your big brother Mu, right now. Mu Qianqian interrupted Mu Tangchun. Her gentle tone now sent shivers down one's spine, especially Mu Tangchen. Her body instinctively trembled. Unconsciously, she had started to sweat. She could feel that if she argued back again, something big would definitely happen. The young girl dared not gamble. Xiao Chun. Apologize. Apologize. Mu Tangchen, under her mother's authority, finally had to reluctantly apologize to me. Mu Qianqian spoke up, a little louder. I am sorry. Mu Tangchen bowed 90 degrees. Her voice resonated. Only, in those beautiful eyes, were filled with tears of humiliation and unwillingness. It clearly wasn't her fault. Clearly, she was the one being wronged. Why did she have to apologize? From childhood until now, she had always been pampered. Never had she experienced such great humiliation. My dear concubine, you may rise. No. Little sister, stand up. I forgive you. At this moment, Mu Qianqian also put me in a difficult position. I couldn't not forgive her, even though I didn't care at all about what happened this morning. Mu Tangchen slapped my hand away. Who needs your forgiveness? You damn pervert. Fine. Are you satisfied now? Wasn't this your goal all along? Didn't you want me to bow my head to you? Now, I've satisfied you. Is that enough? Mu Tangchen screamed in despair. Then she ran barefoot, crying as she ran out of the house. Xiao Chun. Mu Yulu hastily called after her. Mu Yu immediately stood up. Let me go after her. No. Let me. I raised my hand and pushed Mu Yu back down. Then I quickly chased after her out the door. The one who tied the bell must untie it. It was most appropriate for me to go find Mu Tangchun. Moreover, no one else could catch up. Mu Tangchun was running at full speed. Mom. You spoke too harshly to Xiao Chun today. This was the first time Mu Yulu had seen Mu Qianqian speak such words to Mu Tangchun. Mu Qianqian slowly stood up and began clearing the dishes from the table. No, Mom didn't. Why not? Xiao Chun, she already. This is something she must go through. Mu Qianqian finished speaking, then turned and left. Why? On what grounds? I clearly didn't do anything wrong. Why was I scolded? Why did I have to apologize? Was it my fault that my entire body was seen by someone? Was it my fault that I was hit? Wasn't it just scolding him a few times? Did I say something wrong? He's a super pervert from childhood until now. Mom never scolded me. It's because I came here that things turned out like this. I hate this family. Mu Tangchen broke down, crying loudly on the road. Her steps also grew faster and faster, as if only by doing so could she calm the resentment in her heart, because it was still early. There was almost no one on the road. Of course, no one noticed Mu Tangchun's state at this moment. The surroundings were frighteningly quiet, so Mu Tangchun just ran without a destination. Even as pebbles cut and scraped her soles, she didn't notice. Suddenly, she stumbled. Mu Tangchun missed a step and fell flat on the road. Both her knees were scraped. Mu Tangchun, at this moment, had unconsciously run right into the middle of the road. A deafening horn suddenly blared. Mu Tangchun hadn't even had time to react when, In the corner of her eye, she saw a large red truck, speeding rapidly towards her. It's over. Mu Tangchun's eyes became dull. She was going to die here. All events from the past flashed like a kaleidoscope before the young girl's eyes. The piercing noise made Mu Tangchun clearly realize she was beyond saving. Mom, big sister, you damn pervert. After chasing her out of the house, I hadn't even had time to call out to Mu Tangchun when I saw her carelessly fall into the middle of the road. Immediately after, a heavy truck also roared towards her. This idiot. I cursed under my breath. I immediately rushed forward, ahead, with the fastest speed ID ever mustered, rushing to Mu Tangchun's side, and embracing her tightly. Big brother Mu. Mu Tangchun saw me appear, and froze on the spot. Why would Big Brother Mu risk his life to save her in this situation? Is he an idiot? Why would he do that? Doesn't he know he'll die if he does that? Mu Tangchun's mood became more complex than ever in this moment. On my side, I had no time to pay attention to Mu Tangchun. 1 second before the heavy truck slammed into us, I quickly extended my left hand, along with the system-granted ability being activated. My eyes instantly filled with a fiery red. A surge of immense power suddenly erupted from within my body, spreading to every cell. My entire body's muscles visibly bulked up. Bang! Accompanied by a loud crash, my palm violently collided with the truck. Ah! Mu Tangchun screamed in terror, instinctively closing her eyes tightly. Her whole body curled up in my arms, both hands clutching my shirt. Her feet left the ground, reducing her own resistance to the lowest level. In an instant, under the truck's roaring engine and sheer mass, both of our bodies were immediately pushed backward by it. As for me, I was under pressure, wanting to use my strength to stop it. Infinite value, 216 points, 200 points, 150 points. As time passed, the infinite value accumulated all night was continuously decreasing. At the same time, my knees, which were pressed against the ground, were also scraped raw. The sleeve on my left arm also tore open due to the intense impact force. My expression at this moment became incredibly fierce. Stop right there. The red in my eyes became even more brilliant. Just like that, I held Mu Tangchun and was dragged how far by this truck until a long streak of blood appeared on the ground. Before it slowly came to a halt, the infinite value was just perfectly depleted, along with the disappearance of the ability. My muscles, which had been bulging, immediately emitted a dense white vapor. The red glow vanished. My face immediately became incredibly pale. My heartbeat and breathing rate were also incredibly rapid, truly worthy of being called the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Indeed, strong enough. After I said this, my head immediately felt heavy, and I directly fainted. Mu Tangchun was the same. Her small body couldn't withstand such a powerful impact. The moment I collided with the truck, she fainted immediately. In the dim darkness, Mu Tangchun walked on an unknown road, surrounded by passing crowds. She didn't know how long she had been walking. She only knew she kept wandering here endlessly. As time passed, the fear in the young girl's heart grew incessantly. Just as she was so helpless, she wanted to burst into tears. A hand suddenly rested on her shoulder. The young girl turned her head to look, only to see a truck monster with arms and legs was smirking at her. Between its abstract eyebrows, a vulgar and teasing look was clearly visible. Young girl, it's time to be reincarnated into another world. Tangchun was stunned and immediately screamed. Wah! A truck! A truck! Her whole body sprang up from the hospital bed. She quickly looked around, but there was no ghostly world here, no silent crowds, and no truck monster either. Only her family members were looking at her with concern. Xiao Chun, you're awake. Mu Yulu saw Mu Tangchun wake up, and immediately excitedly hugged her tightly. A stream of tears continuously fell. It's so good. So good. Her little sister is okay. She's still alive. When she received the call from the hospital, saying that I and Mu Tangchun were hit by a truck, she was so scared her soul nearly left her body. She almost fainted on the spot. It's good that she's okay. It's good that she's okay. Mu Feng stood by, hugged Mu Tangchun, whose face was a little pale, also breathed a sigh of relief. Xiao Chun, do you feel any more discomfort anywhere? Mu Neiyi asked with concern, immediately stood up. Let me go call the doctor to check. Everyone in the hospital room became flustered, but the atmosphere was quite relieved. A moment later, the doctor came to the hospital room and performed a series of checks on Mu Tangchun. Mu Qianqian hastily asked the doctor, "How is my daughter?" "Don't worry, parent. Your daughter is very healthy. Aside from some minor superficial injuries, she just needs to rest for a while." The doctor offered a word of comfort. Mu Qianqian heard this. Her heart, which had been hanging in the air, finally settled. "That's wonderful. Your daughter is okay. Big brother Mu." "That's right. Where is Big brother Mu? How is he?" "Earlier. To protect me. He Mu Tangshan at this moment finally regained her senses after being dazed. She hastily asked about my condition. She knew very well. With such a collision speed, she had fainted immediately, let alone me, who was shielding her from the outside. Why would he risk his life to protect me like that? I clearly scolded him all day long. Mu Tangshan completely didn't understand my actions. Weren't the two of us supposed to be arch-nemeses? But I don't know why. Now, just thinking of him, made her heart ache as if being cut. Big brother Mu. Everyone's faces darkened. The originally relaxed atmosphere in the hospital room suddenly became heavy. Could it be? Mu Tangshan saw this, and her heart sank. Her lips trembled. Her eyes also lost their radiant sparkle. All the strength in her body seemed to have been drained away at this very moment. Although no one explicitly said it, Mu Tangshan looked at their reactions and had already guessed part of it. Drip. A tear rolled down from the corner of Mu Tangshan's eye, falling onto the bedsheet. Mu Tangshan was crying. It was the first time she had cried out loud because of me, and perhaps the last time. Idiot. Idiot. Mu Tangshan's tears continued to fall ceaselessly. A pair of small hands clutched even tighter onto Mu Yuli's sleeve to release her emotions. With a click, the room door was suddenly pushed open. I held an IV bag in one hand and a cast on the other. With Liu Ruin's help, I limped in from outside and walked up to everyone. Yo, my little sister looks pretty awake, huh? Actually, I woke up much earlier. On the way to the hospital, I sprang up like a coil, sitting bolt upright instantly, frightening the nurse beside me into fainting on the spot. The emergency doctor who received me was also completely stunned. What the hell? You're telling me this kid, strong as an ox, who could even last 10 rounds, was just hit by a heavy truck? Stop messing around. He should have been sent in pieces for reassembly. After that, through a series of doctor's examinations, they found that my body, apart from a slight hairline fracture in my left arm, slightly malnourished muscles, and scraped skin on both knees, had no other issues at all. I was practically a minimalist homelander. The doctor, who had practiced for so many years, had never encountered anyone so tough. If it weren't for his rationality telling him that there were no superheroes in this world, he would have almost sent someone to investigate if I had a habit of not eating beef. Finally, I realized I might be a bit too overbearing, to not be too flashy. I had to tell the doctor that I was only lightly grazed by the truck, which was why I wasn't seriously injured. Only then did I manage to fool him into letting it go. Coincidentally, this morning, the area near the Mu family's house had a power outage. Surveillance cameras also stopped working, so my dominant scene wasn't recorded. It was a blessing in disguise, saving me a lot of trouble. The reason Mu Feng and everyone else looked like that was simply because they saw me, completely bandaged like a rice dumpling, and instinctively thought I was severely injured. Very quickly, with Liu Ruian's help, I returned to my hospital bed and lay down. Mu Feng took a step forward and patted my shoulder. Son, that was awesome. Nothing else matters. Just the fact that I'll have new material to brag about with my buddies when I drink. It's great. What's so special about his son getting into Ding Dang University? My son has an iron head. He can ram a truck head on. My shoulder had just been cast. I was a bit speechless. Old Dang definitely didn't do that on purpose, right? Hee hee. Mu Feng quickly withdrew his hand and gave 2 light coughs. My mistake. Completely. My mistake. Go, get out of here. Since both my hands were busy, I had to use my tongue to shoo him away. Seeing this, Mu Feng not only didn't retreat, but smoothly turned around and knelt on one knee. I was stunned on the spot. What is this charade? Is old Dang tired of living? Does he want to shorten my lifespan? Father of my super tough son, I wish to recognize you as my godfather. Heaven and earth bear witness. From today onwards, let's each take care of our own. Dad calls you godfather. You call Dad father. Mu Feng's absurdity was astonishing. The corner of my mouth couldn't help but twitch. Usually, in this situation, if I am not mistaken, he must have something he wants to ask of me, right? Godfather is indeed wise. Tell me about it. As long as you block another truck, and let me record it, that's all. Considering your health condition, I won't ask for much, starting with 100-ton truck, no upper limit. Mu Feng rubbed his hands together with an expectant look. It was clear he really wanted to brag to his buddies. Holy crap, why didn't that truck driver just run over this old man back then? Listen, is that even human speech? Alright, stop messing around. The child just woke up. Don't disturb their rest. Let's go home and cook lunch for everyone. Mu Qianqian then stepped forward to stop Mu Feng from continuing his antics. I didn't. I just, well, head back first. You all rest well. Mu Qianqian smiled gently at everyone. Then old Deng was forcibly dragged away. Godfather, wait for me to recover, then let's film. Mu Feng, even while being dragged away, still didn't forget about filming a video to show off. Truly speechless. Is this old Deng really my biological father? Mu Yulu then stepped forward and asked with concern, Brother Mew, is there any other discomfort in your body? I am all right, not at the moment. That's good. If there is, you must tell me. Okay, great, what if there is? What good would it do for him to tell you about his discomfort? I am asking. Liu Ruyan beside me spoke casually. Mu Yulu paused. I really can't do anything. You're speechless, right? I am sorry. Stop. You don't need to. Apologize. You haven't done anything wrong. Don't listen to this girl's nonsense. Her mind isn't always normal sometimes, I interjected, while winking at Liu Ruyan. Out of respect for me, Liu Ruyan finally stopped pushing. I am fine, Brother Mew. Please rest well. I am going home to help Mom cook. Mu Yulu gave a forced smile, then she turned and left. Mu Yuye also stood up. Brother Mew, you and Xiao Chun rest. I'll go home too to see if I can help. Saying that, she looked at Mu Nai. Let's go. Huh? Mu Nai was slightly startled. The little girl still wanted to talk to me for a bit longer, but Mu Yuyi clearly didn't give her that chance, and directly pulled her away. Seriously, what are they doing? I saw that everyone had almost left, and gave Liu Ruyan a helpless look. Liu Ruyan then stood up again, and shoved an apple directly into my mouth. I am going to arrange for you to be moved to a private room. Well, talk tonight. After Liu Ruyan finished speaking, she left decisively, completely without giving me a chance to retort, and just like that, the bustling room now only had me and Mu Tangchen